Hello everyone, Reginald Scott here. Welcome to the video. I do hope you're all doing well and thank you very much for clicking on this video today. Now, I think it's been well established on YouTube that yours truly, although being very handsome and having a great sense of humor, is above all else a genius.
Sometimes my genius it's almost frightening.
And I wanted to share some of my remarkable genius with you today. And, just basically improve your lives when you're out riding by showing you my EDC, my everyday carry for when I'm out on the bike. I've got a few wild cards as well today that I can add to this kit to make it even better, but it's not something I carry on a daily basis. This is what I carry with me every single ride. And as you also know, I'm a little bit of a weight weenie. So what I've gone for here is a kit that's less than 400 grams. And I am pretty much ready for anything. I mean, within reason, bar a catastrophic failure of some part of my equipment, like my chainring snapping into or something, which is fairly unlikely. I should be good. I should be able to limp home with this kit. And I wanted to show you how comprehensive the kit is and how I made it very, very lightweight. All right, let's push this to the side and start going through each piece individually. So the first thing is this. Now, this might not look like much, but this is actually quite important. Number one, it keeps my wife sane. And number two, it actually serves a very important and useful purpose. What this is a little metal bracelet here on this rubbery band. I bought this very cheaply. I think it was only like $2 or $3 or something for the band and about $5 for this thing. And I got it engraved. Now, the reason why it's got electrical tape on it is because it's got lots of private information on. So on here, I have my name. I have my wife's phone number, which is my emergency contact number. And I have in big letters the drug which I am allergic to written here. So basically, if I'm ever in an accident and I'm lying on the ground, hopefully the paramedics or the ambulance people or whatever are going to see this, and it's going to give them a contact number for my family. It's going to give them who I am, my identification, and it's also going to prevent them from injecting me with any chemicals that might, kill me. And on the back is got my individual sort of identification number for the country I'm in. And it's also got my medical number on it as well, so they can bring up my medical history. So basically, it's a medical alert bracelet. Very cheap, nothing fancy, but extremely effective. This is stainless steel as well, so it shouldn't rust from my sweat, or at least it hasn't rusted so far. And I would recommend that if you're out riding anywhere in the world, you get one of these. Even if you're not allergic to any particular drugs or chemicals, it's a really good idea because you can't always guarantee that if you're in an accident, you're going to be conscious. And something like this could save your life. So that is item number one. Medical alert bracelet. Actually, you know what I could do? I could weigh each one of these things as we go. There we go, to show you how weight weenie each thing is. So this rubber bracelet and metal clasp is 17 grams. So not too bad, less than 20 grams for that. Super. Moving on. Now, no weight weenie can call themselves a true weight weenie unless they have one of the lightest bike pumps available. This tiny little thing here, I've had for absolutely years. I think it's made by, it's Toe Peak. It's a Toe Peak pump. And it's quite high pressure. I think this can get up to like 110 or 120 psi. The major issue with it is its tiny capacity. It's not much bigger than a lady's lipstick in diameter. And for that reason, it takes absolutely forever to pump up your tires. But, like I say, you can get really good pressure out of this. So in an emergency, this is what I carry for inflating my tires. Now, I could go CO2. The CO2 little canister things are even lighter than this pump, but then you have to carry the CO2 canisters, which adds more weight, and then you're limited to how many times you can inflate during a ride. Most people only carry 1 or 2 canisters with them, so if that were to fail, I'm stuck. If I was to get more than 2 punctures during a ride, if I was really unlucky, it's almost never happened in my life, But if it were to happen, I could get stuck in the middle of nowhere with no way of inflating my tires. So I go mini pump simply because it's reliable, it's reusable, and it's actually cheaper in the long run, because those CO2 canisters are getting quite expensive here in Brunei. You're paying like $6 or $7, maybe even $8 for one canister of 16 grams of CO2. So yeah, I'd much rather have the free air that I'm breathing right now and a way to apply that to my tires. So this little toe peak pump, carbon fiber body to it, weighs in at 55 grams, I believe, advertised weight online. 55, which is absolutely correct. Now, it is actually missing a carbon fiber cover here and a carbon fiber cover here, which fell off after a few years of use. So maybe it was slightly heavier at one point, but it's saying 55 now. Now, if I'm a true weight weenie, I could actually make this lighter, because what I discovered is if I unthread this barrel here, this is definitely peak weight weenieism going on right now. Pop that off the top. There we are. This barrel here, carbon fiber barrel, is surplus to requirement. You don't actually need that. You can just screw this back into the aluminium tube. Let's see, now I'm getting this right. Don't want to cross thread it or anything. So there you go. That saved me 8 grams. I'm actually struggling to get this back in now. It's always easier off camera than on camera, isn't it? There we go. So this still works, but it's now 8 grams lighter. Fantastic, 48 grams. There we go. Now, you can't take this one off because this is actually the only piece of handle. You would shove this metal rod right into the back of your hand if you tried to do that. The only disadvantage of doing this is this tube gets really hot when you're pumping, so you've lost some level of insulation. I suppose you could wrap it with like electrical tape or something just to help. So there you go, peak weight weenieism there. But I generally don't do that. I generally take this piece of 8 grams of jewelry with me just to make the pump look nicer. So there you go. Coming up next, oh, I should show you this. I did put this in a YouTube short recently. This is my set of keys. Now, some people said, why do you carry so many keys? So basically, I need to carry these keys with me at all times for my shop and for my house. So what I got was a titanium key shackle, nice and lightweight, only 3 or 4 grams for this thing. Now, you could just put your keys on a plastic cable tie and it would be even lighter, but I am an absolute lover of everything titanium, so I decided to get this little key shackle. It was quite cheap. It was about $7 on AliExpress, and it's really nice. It's screw in, so it's dead easy to fix and put new keys on. If I could find a company that would make me bespoke titanium keys, that would definitely be something I would go for. Even if it cost me hundreds of dollars, it would be something I would actually consider. Aluminium wouldn't be durable enough, plastic also. So if there was somebody out there making custom tie keys, that would be absolutely brilliant. Anyway, these ones weigh in at 58 grams. They are one of the heaviest things that I carry with me, but fairly essential, so not much I can do about that. Right, moving on, I have 2 inner tubes. Now, you might get a puncture while you're out on the road if you're using an inner tube system, or indeed any system for that matter. No system is foolproof. I use TPU tubes. These things are extremely lightweight. These 2 here are the 36 gram TPU tubes, but you can actually get lighter ones than this. They make 24 gram TPU tubes as well, which I also carry for my other bike. These ones are the shorter valve version. So combined weight together, these are 74 grams. So very, very lightweight, less than the weight of a single normal butyl tube, for example, or very close to the weight of a single latex tube. But anyway, very lightweight and very well prepared because 2. Of course, you're going to need a way to contact people for emergencies. a way to take Instagram videos, a way to log your rides, all that kind of stuff. So pretty much nobody leaves the house nowadays without a smartphone. My newer phone is actually smaller than this one. I have an iPhone mini, so it's even tinier than this thing. But this is an iPhone 6S, I think it was, and pretty lightweight for a modern day smartphone, 177 grams. Could be lighter, 178 is it? But like I say, essential piece of kit. I do keep it in a plastic bag. Simply, I mean, you can get these kind of riding wallets now that are sort of a leather zip bag where you insert your phone and you have all your tools inside. But they seem a little bit bulky to me and a little bit overkill. I don't really see why I need a big plastic or leather case to put everything in. This is well enough protected. It's in a case of its own anyway. If I drop it, I usually have a screen protector on my phones as well. And the plastic bag is not so much for rainwater, because most smartphones nowadays are slightly waterproof anyway, but it's to prevent dust, dirt, and most importantly, human sweat, because human sweat will corrode the contacts on your phones and destroy them slowly over time. So anyway, yeah, I keep it in plastic to protect it from perspiration, human sweat. Now we come on to the really genius part of my kit. This is everything else. This is all the tools and equipment that I may or may not need while I'm out riding. And again, I keep it all in a plastic bag. This folds up, as you can see, and basically matches the size of my smartphone. And the pair of these two things go sliding into my back pocket. If you squeeze all the air out of this, it becomes a very thin and hardly noticeable package, and this section is quite soft here, so that's how it lives in my back pocket.
Sometimes if you listen very carefully, you can hear my genius.
So I have pocket in the middle is my phone and basically this kit. Pocket on my left is my 2 inner tubes and my pump, and my pocket on my far right is National Socialism. No, the pocket on my far right is where I keep all my snacks. Okay, so that's all my biscuits and things. So what's in here? Why is this such a genius level pack? So in here I have money. These are Bruneian dollars. I usually carry at least 20 bucks. Here today I've got $30 in tens and a single $1. So this is more than enough to feed myself for dinner and lunch in Brunei if I need to. There is a meal in Brunei called nasi katok, which is basically usually a chicken leg or a chicken wing, or some chicken breast, a tennis ball size of rice, like the amount that would fit in a tennis ball or maybe a bit bigger, and some stuff called sambal, which is basically like a chili sauce. And you can get all of that in Brunei for a single Brunei dollar. So there you go. There's His Majesty there. Lovely chap. Met him several times. Great guy. Right, what should I show you next? Okay, so in this plastic bag, all nicely vacuum sealed down, is part of my repair kit. So in here I have a pair of nitrile rubber gloves, 2. Now my jersey is white. Okay, I like to wear light colored jerseys to reflect the heat of the sun. And so when I get off my bike to do mechanic work, the last thing I want to do is transfer dirt from my hands to my jersey. That is why I always carry a pair of latex or a pair of nitrile gloves for doing work on the bike. Along with that, I have this, which is, I just add the plastic bag as well. I have a piece of kitchen paper, okay, hand towel, something like that. If you can get hold of the wet wipes that you get in some Asian restaurants, like that are lemon scented, those are really good. If you can stick those in your back pocket, the lemon inside those wet wipes, actually they have a grease cutting agent in them, so when you get dirty hands or whatever, or dirty something at the side of the road, you can wipe with those wet wipes. And that's what this piece of paper is for. I can pour some water on it and use it to wipe my hands off, or clean something if I need to, or even polish my cycling glasses, for example. If I get sweat or dirt or fizzy drinks or something spattered onto my cycling goggles or my cycling glasses, I can I can use this to polish them. And inside this piece of paper is stored two elements of my repair kit. So I have two small cable ties. You never know when you're going to need a cable tie. Cable ties are very useful devices. You can double them up if you need to go around something bigger. And these can hold things in place. It could hold a broken spoke in place. It could, hold on a broken cycling computer mount. You name it, right? This can help secure it. Maybe your bar tape's coming unraveled or whatever. A couple of little lightweight cable ties, doesn't weigh very much. Let's see how much they do weigh actually. So we've got the bags and the gloves and the cable ties. Doesn't even, well, just pushes it over 10. And then, so I'll just pop this paper down. There we are, 11 grams. And then this is another puncture repair kit or system. So what I have here is 6 little self-adhesive puncture patches. These can be used for plugging up holes on the inside of your tire if you get a small tear or cut in your tire. They can also be used for patching up holes in my tubes. So in theory, I can puncture both the front and the rear tire at least once and replace both, and then I can repair them a further 6 times. So that means out on any ride, I have the potential of repairing at least 8 punctures. Now, that's more punctures than I usually get in a year combined. So that means I am extremely well prepared. Basically, punctures are never going to stop me from getting home because of this combined kit with 2 spare inner tubes and these self-adhesive patches. These work really well with TPU tubes, by the way. Much better than they were even with the butyl tubes I found. So there you go. That kit there with the paper, the gloves, the cable ties, and the extra puncture patches comes in at 12 grams. Let's stick that to the side. And then this I'm particularly proud of. This is my multi-tool. So a normal multi-tool, like this one, which is a really old one I used to carry with me, looks like this, right? Obviously, bar the rust. And this was a really good multi-tool I got from Decathlon. What I liked about this particularly is it has a knife in it, which is surprisingly useful as a bicycle tool. You wouldn't believe the amount of times I've used this, either just at the side of the road to open packaging on something, or to eat fruit or whatever at the side of the road. This one also came with a bottle opener as well, which I find very useful. 2 things I don't carry with me anymore, but I really like that about this multi-tool. So if you can find a multi-tool with a knife on it, that's actually really good. I am actually looking for a small folding titanium pocket knife that I will start to carry with me. Something that kind of looks like this, but significantly smaller, like a proper folding pocket knife, but a tiny little mini one. I'll show a picture of the sort of thing I'm looking for. Anyway, this is your standard multi-tool, right? This comes with a variety of Allen keys or hex keys. It comes with some spanners. It comes with a screwdriver. There's no, tie levers with this one as such. There's no chain breaker or chain tool on this. So it's a relatively basic multi-tool, and yet this one weighs in at nearly 200 grams, 187 grams. So that's a lot of weight. Here's mine, 54 grams. This is almost as light as I can get it. Now, what I've done is I've taken a comprehensive multi-tool, okay, more comprehensive than this one, and I have removed all of the tools that correspond with my bike.
Sometimes I stagger even myself with my genius.
Okay, so for example, I have here a T25 star bit, basically. Okay, so that's T25. I've got a 4mm Allen key. I've got a 5 and an 8. I've got little screwdriver. I've got a 2mm. I think that's a 2, and that might be a 1.5 or something. Anyway, what I've done is I've gone around my bike and I've checked all of the bolts and fasteners on my bike, and I have picked only the tools which correspond with my bike. I also have a pair of very thin tie levers, which generally I don't use. These are more for when I'm helping other people, because for me, I don't use tie levers all that much. I find that I can actually do it with my thumbs. I can remove my own tires without tire levers, but I carry tire levers for other people, basically, if I'm removing their tires, which might be tougher than mine. So that's why I carry those. And you might be asking, well, how on earth do you use this? Because how do you get any purchase on the tools in order to use them? Well, it's very simple. First, actually, let me show you what I've done. So if you notice here, I've actually ground down the sides of these tools to make them lighter. And I've done it with all the tools. So I've only kept the section of the tool that I really need, and the rest of them I've ground them down to make them as light as possible. I could actually drill these out a little bit, put some drill holes in them as well to make them a bit lighter. I just need to buy some better drill bits because my drill bits are rubbish at the moment. Anyway, so these are really cut down. How do I use them? Well, it's very simple. Say I want to use this 4mm Allen key. I simply take one of the other tools and I pass it through the loop at the back and then hold it like this.
The scope of my engineering genius literally knows no bounds.
It's super simple and super effective. Okay, actually it should have been like that. There we go. Easy. This one I don't need to do that with because it's just a small screwdriver for adjusting the limit screws and things on my front and rear derailleur. And for that, you don't need much purchase because those screws are not usually that tight. So this one I cut down a lot and it's just wide enough for my thumbs to turn it like this. So there you go, super lightweight set of tools. Like I say, this will work on my SRAM bike and my Ultegra bike, sorry, my Shimano bike, because the Shimano one uses this Allen key and the SRAM one uses this Allen key. So I have pretty much everything that I need. And in this tiny little bag, I have a set of quick links, just in case I were to break my chain. Here are some quick links that I can replace on my chain. Now you can actually break chain links off with your hands by just bending and twisting stuff at the side of the road, so you don't always need the actual chain tool. If I'm going on a very long ride, I will take the chain tool with me, and that's here in this plastic bag. So this is also from that comprehensive set, and it is literally just the chain breaking tool on its own. So that is something I could add to my kit if I wanted to. It drives the weight of my kit up a little bit, but like I say, if I'm doing a really long distance ride, like a 200 or a 300 or something, that is something I would consider taking with me. On my everyday carry, I don't take it with me. Right, there you go. So that is my entire everyday carry, and it pretty much covers me for all basic mechanical failures on the bike. It covers me for certain unknown circumstances, like with the cable ties, and it covers me for up to 12 punctures. Sorry, not 12 punctures, 8 punctures, which is highly unlikely to happen during a single ride. I cannot think of anything else that I would need to take with me on an everyday carry. Let's try and put everything together for the total weight. So without the keys, it's 397 grams. I don't know what kind of keys that you would take with you, but all of this stuff is the kind of thing that you would need to take with you. So that's the basic kit, less than 400 grams. Hello folks, allow me to interject into my own video for a second. Firstly, I just wanted to show you the difference between the 24 gram tubes and the 36 gram tubes. If I switched them to the lighter TPU tubes, it comes to 374, so very lightweight kit. And the second thing I want to say is, if you did enjoy this video or are enjoying it thus far, could you please do me a massive favor, personal to me of course. Would you please like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend and hit the notification bell? I would be absolutely honored if you could do so. Thank you so much. Right, now back to the rest of the video. So, can you do better? Is this heavier than your everyday carry kit? Is it more comprehensive or less comprehensive than yours? Do you have any better ideas? Do you have any sensible, logical ways that I can reduce weight on this kit even further? I don't know, maybe like by getting rid of that. Do let me know in the comments below how I did and how you would do things better, because I am always open to clever ideas and suggestions. And as always, folks, when you're out riding on the road, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever you're riding, do stay safe. And I shall see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.